But the thing is, when you come here, the one thing that you can do, what's the one thing you can't do at a museum? How about that? And I'm going to show you where this picture is taken. This is when she was a little girl. Have you guys ever been? This woman here is not her mother, this is her teacher, her governess. So, and I always say they look really Jack Russell, I bet you can't guess what his name was.
Jack.
So
I was born in Georgia.
see, on a sidewalk, you have to make the same amount, like bowls in there planted with grass, like lawn grass. And the first thing that happens, the drinking, the water supply. So some of the water here is dumped by the plants, areas that are planted like this rather than the gardener that takes care of this. He plants them out every summer and they get really big. These were about this tall when he stuck them into the ground. So they grow. No, that's what color it is. And there's another variety that's dark purple, like camo. So the bark is really cool looking. And the other thing I like about this plant, this is a tea plant. So anybody like to drink tea, iced tea, hot tea?
Yes.
Either by an insect or the wind.
They're making new ones.
Well, they make a seed pod. And look, and these are all flowers.
It's a circle.
Off in a group or a cluster, it's a pine tree. And I always remember P is for pine and P is for plural. They're looking for the buds. So this tree is probably not long for the world.
You use sap to make rubber.
Sometimes split them on their nose. You know what? They work better. They don't helicopter when they're together. That was this hole, and you know how much sap I got out of this tree? Yeah, they came in packing crates.
Oh, awesome. Right near the nose. Yep.
Let's see yours.
Ah, the smallest one, you good one.
Okay. So plants have roots. We talked about I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell everyone.
No, I'm not eating that.
I need one too.
Soil in it. That's funny.
And now like 2 for every bin. I don't know, it was on the bin. So, but a lot of times we don't want to start plants from seeds because if you plant seeds, sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. Like you're the greatest human being on the face of the earth and we want another one of you. They're all genetically the same as if they are twins, except that they're all going to go off to your various homes. Seeds, I don't know what's going to happen. Some bee might have come along and pollinated it, but we don't drink that one. It doesn't taste good. But it's a cousin of the plant. And we're going to cut a piece off the plant. This is a pruner, and all of you are old enough, they are like very short leaves. So most of the cuttings that you're going to do are much bigger. So if I like the way this one looks, hold it in your hand. You got to squeeze it a little bit.
There you go. No.
No,
You
just
got it.
one.
You got just one. There you go. Thank you. Wow. Which one do you want?
Who's ready?
Wait. That one's
Here's a nice one.
here.
You don't want to do that. You want to let it sit in the soil for probably 2 weeks. And then you can come along and you can very gently kind of go, I wonder what's going on. And gently pull it out. Give it a head start. Very gently. I always put the sink on a trickle. And you water it, and the water will go into the soil. And when the water starts coming along going, hey, how you doing? You want it to stay in there and you want that part covered up. And what's going to happen is roots are going to develop all along the part that's under the soil.
Yeah.
Reddish?
Reddish brown.
Now I heard somebody say you can tell how old George Washington was here before the United States was the United States. So what does that say? Number 4 says 1777. So this tree was around in 1777. Now most people think these trees only grow in California. They do, and they like California because they don't have red yet. Most tomatoes, we think of them, they're red. So here's the thing, when you look at a lot of plants, it comes from a pig. And what's a piggy? Probably about 75 years old, but it grows very slowly because it's only growing.
I like
Here with their toes on the edge of the circle.
I like that.
Everybody can stand with their toes on the edge of the circle.
Hey.
Where's my map? You know, a lot of libraries, you know, there's a book, a number on the spine. All the plants over here have a number on the spine, and if I type it into the computer, everything. Now, do his arms go all the way around the tree? So I think to grow this tree started out in a seed this small. So that's the vine below. And the roots that came out, and this is the acorn, there's nothing there. That's an acorn attached, but the squirrels ate. What if I thought you were 29 years old? Like the last 3 or 4 years, I didn't get any sap out of it all. And then, you know what this plant is called? Well, this is a holly tree. This is evergreen. It's green all year round. So if somebody kicked the tree, it could be a bug hit it, it could be a deer ate it. But the cool thing is, if I could slice,
Just like this is like our chair. Kind of. It's like we're camping.
and then the big plant. This is a horse chestnut. I don't see any fruit on it yet. Now, people, this is a plant, and there's a big one there. This is a fern. And if my friend had brought his time machine and we could travel back to the time of the dinosaurs, one of these little leaves is a leaf, but and it usually has them when they're little. See this one here? I say now because it's the wrong time of year to tap a tree. And this one's a baby.
Well, we need to be.
And go up there where that man is walking. And you get out there. But where we are, we're going to come right across where we were standing before.
It's a fossil.
This is a plant that was till the Frelinghuysen. They're in there. If you look, you can see them. This is called foxglove. The Latin name for this scientific name is digitalis, and sometimes you.
Where are we going?